Hi everybody, I'm Brad Silbert. Welcome to the Hamilton County Television Sports Show brought to you by Logan Street Signs and Banners in Noblesville. Today we're joined by Brian Satterfield, the head coach of the Hamilton Southeastern Lady Royals. And Coach, I know you're probably a little tired today because you guys had a late game last night at Center Grove and managed to pull out a double overtime win. Great win.
We did. We had to play a few extra minutes going into overtime, but I mean, you love how the girls fought. I mean, it wasn't our best shooting night, but we got down about 8 or 9 points, but kept finding a way to fight back and let our defense try to get us back in the game and do some things. And we did a nice job of moving the basketball, making a few adjustments, trying to get some better looks. But the most important thing was what we did at the defensive end to try and get some stops when we needed to. Had the opportunity at the end of regulation, didn't get the bucket, but then in overtime kept getting stops. Let our defense create the offense, like I said early, to help us get that lead and maintain the lead to get the victory.
Well, we're into the regular season already, but let's just talk about the preparation. Let's talk about what's going on since the IHSAA tournament ended back in the end of February, beginning of March with the basketball team, and what you guys have been up to.
Well, I mean, I think it all. I mean, you start working in your off season, and it's important to start trying to build that chemistry and the bonding and how you're trying to mesh with some graduation. And we lost some key players from last year, but we also had a lot of key players coming back. And we had an opportunity, like we're always playing in the summer shootouts, but we got the invite to go compete at the Best of Maryland. I think that was one of a real good experience for our group. The toughest thing was we had a little minibus. We had to drive that out there, and with the stipulations, you can only drive 60 miles an hour.
Yeah.
A 7-hour trip was about a little over 10 hours to get out there. And to top it off, which the girls love, the AC goes out of the minibus.
Oh my!
So that made life a little interesting. But you know what? From my perspective, it was great driving out there and just listening to them to get things going. I threw out a few little things that they should do just to try and get to know each other a little bit better, especially with the mix of some of the new players that we were taking. But just getting out there, seeing the team bonding, playing is great competition. Zionsville and Central were out there from Indiana, but we played a team from Oregon. We did well. Played a team from New Jersey. I mean, it was all over the place. And we competed well, got to the championship game, but we got beat by a better team that day. But I thought that was just a great experience for the girls, and you can just start seeing, I think your championship teams have to have great chemistry, and that was the start of trying to build that. And then we rolled into the fall, and one thing, Coach Shepard, she used to be on staff at North Central, and they always go make a trip to Bradford Woods. And so this year we decided to take our group there. 13 girls that are dressing for varsity. We took them to Bradford Woods, just a little 4-hour thing. They took us through some activities, and it was great just to see the girls doing different things. They had different challenges that they put them through. One of the ones that I loved, they had some marbles were sitting here. They had a bucket of it about 20 yards down. They had another bucket. They had to try and get the marbles from here to there. They had little things that they were holding the marbles, but they couldn't touch it with their hands. The only thing is they couldn't hold the marble with their hands. So they're trying to pass it along from one to the other and trying to get all the way down there. And at first, and it was a bucket, probably 30 marbles. I told you had 20 minutes to do it. At first, and didn't really say anything. They're scheming, trying to figure out things. They would get groups of maybe 2 or 3 trying to do it. And about 10 minutes in, I talked to the guys. It's halftime. We need a halftime talk. So as we do it, we're going through. We're talking. I bring them over. Not really saying a few things, but trying to get them to talk, trying to get them to show that leadership and do some of those things. They came up with some good ideas, and then finally they figured out, hey, if we all line up and work together and do this as a group instead of factions, and you can just see it, Steve. And it was a great message for them. It was a great teaching point in trying to just say, hey, this correlates to everything that we need to do on the court this year to be successful.
Team building, how important is it? It's just amazing how a little exercise like that can make a difference. Talk about the team this year compared to what you had last year. Obviously, you graduated some rather talented players, but have a number of extremely talented players back, plus addition of some pretty strong freshmen.
Yeah, I mean, we're fortunate to have 3 starters back. Again, with both McAluskys and Olivia Brown. I mean, that's the core for what we got. I mean, with what O does for us, I mean, she doesn't always score, but she does all the other intangibles. I mean, what she does in terms of distributing basketball. I mean, she broke the own school record the other day, getting 16 assists in our game against Columbus East. What she does in terms of getting deflections and steals and all those other things. I mean, she's just that leader that we get going on the floor and just shows everybody how to get out there and compete every day. And then you look at Riley from what she did last year, being the leading scorer, but you can see how she's gotten better in terms of what she's trying to do at both ends. She's getting better at the defensive end. She's gotten a lot better at putting the ball on the floor and all those types of things. And just the physicality getting better to taking that. And I think she continues to do that. And I mean, we're looking like O's going to Akron, she's going to Butler. I mean, those two are a great core for us to start with. And then you can see the growth of Maya. I mean, last year, physicality really got to her. And you can see her. And she's still getting shoved around and everything right now, but the way that she's shooting the basketball, the way that she's being able to attack off the rim a little bit more important, I think the improvements that she's made with the defensive end. That's something that's really showing in her game, and it's the one thing that we love about her is she keeps getting better and just wanting to slip it all in, trying to get better. And then our other 2 starters this year, Tegan Akers came off the bench for us last year. She's going to Huntington College. I mean, what she brings, a lot of people don't really, I think, see the value of it at times, but I mean, she's just one thing that she does, and she's a knack for finding balls, and especially crashing boards. She had an unbelievable shot last night. I mean, you can probably relate to it. The shot that Zach Starr hit against Zionsville at the buzzer to win the game.
Oh yeah,
she had a play, and Busey was not happy with that, if you remember, but. She had a play just like that. At the end of half last night, we're down 4. We were trying to get the last shot. Somebody shoots it, goes off the rim. She goes and gets the rebound like she always does. And while she's heading this way, the rim's that way, just throws it over the back of her head and it goes in the bucket. And just little things like that. And some of the type of stuff that she brings there is just so valuable for us. And then our other starters, Maine Hooks, sophomore this year, a girl that split time back and forth last year. But for us, what she gives us defensively, she's there being able to guard inside and outside at the offensive end. Just does a lot of that dirty work. She's not going to get a whole lot of shots every day, but she's out there setting screens, doing all that type of stuff. That's just a great compliment to what we have in starting.
She's kind of like, maybe I would call her an enforcer.
Oh yeah, I mean, a lot of it, she's not afraid to guard somebody in the post. She's not great like last night. We had her start on the leading scorer. It was her best 3-point shooter. So I mean, just that versatility of what she does, and is very valuable to what she brings. And then the ones that we got coming off the bench, Lauren Stewart had a great golf year from that standpoint. And last year she made the huge jump defensively. You can see that now she's getting a little bit more comfortable with what we asked for defensively. She's had a great start to the season this year offensively. She just, I know, hit some big shots, and she's been key at the end of quarters, hitting some key threes. The biggest one I think of was Franklin. We were sort of going back and forth at times, and hit some big dagger 3. It was about 5 or 6 point game. We get it up to about 10. They score, and she hits a big 3 at the end of the 3rd quarter. That just was compelled to get that big. And then the freshman Kenny Holman, I mean, she's come in and she had a really huge night last night. Probably her best game. But just what she does defensively, very much like Olivia Brown, just getting out there, trying to create havoc, get after people, but improve really, and just such a quick first step to be able to get to attack the basket, but improving her shot, which is going to be huge, And last night she led us in scoring. Being able to do her defense up, create some offense. For me, probably the most impressive thing that she did last night was we're up 1. Their football teams, or some of their fans are at the other end. She's shooting at the end of the game with about 15 seconds left. They sprint all their fans down to our end where she's shooting, and they're up there yelling and screaming, and she knocks down with 15. And just right there, that shows you that she's ready for the moment. She's been preparing to do a lot of great things. And then the next one is Kayla Stittman. She's really coming along. Great shooter. Gets those great genes that she's had in this basketball. She's really coming along for us and just proving she knows there's some things that she's working on and trying to get there. But I mean, we're ready for her to do it.
Talk about number 4 just a little bit.
Oh, she's coming along. She had for me, she had a great soccer season. Coming back now, trying to get those basketball legs in and going and all that type of stuff. Right now, though, she's not quite ready. I mean, she's improving. She knows what she needs to do, but there's some things she still needs to work on. But the thing is, what I love about her, she's a vocal leader. She does the things that she needs to do to work on. She'll eventually get there.
Good. Talk about coaching staff, some new faces on the bench this year and some changes.
Yeah, I mean, I'll start with Deke. I mean, I just feel fortunate to have Deke there with everything that he's done and been around the game. I mean, he's a great sounding board. Like I said at the golf out, he's probably forgotten more than I know about the game of basketball. I mean, he's special and just great to pick and choose from. And I mean, he really, some of the details that he does, it really has helped me as well from the coaching standpoint. And then, as I mentioned, Lisa, just what she brings and the knowledge of the game, her relationships that she has. I mean, I think from my standpoint, just being fortunate to be surrounded by those two right there, along with the rest of the staff, but those two that spend most of the time at the varsity, it's good for me, but I mean, I can't, for the coaching staff that we have, for the girls that have those people surround them, I think they've got to feel really fortunate and honored to have that opportunity. And then I know Kia Harrington, she's one that's come, played at IUPUI, we brought her on to get her. She's still trying to get her feet wet and get fully acclimated as we brought her on here in the fall. But I know she's got great work ethic for what she's trying to do. She's trying to get everything figured out and just trying to push her girls to what they need to be. Because, I mean, the girls at that JV level, not necessarily about winning games, it's about working on things that they need to do to make sure that they're ready to make that next step. And she's doing a good job of trying to help get there. Along with Andy, he's there he's flipping between our C team and the JV team. And for me, you can just see the passion. Who's our CT coach, she does a tremendous job just being organized and understanding it and really trying to help those girls fundamental-wise be ready to help.
Well, you're off to a great start, Coach, and let's shift over and take a look at the Hoosier Crossroad Conference. Many of us have talked for many, many years that this is, if not the premier conference in the state of Indiana, one of the best, no doubt. I get to see a lot of HCC games through HCTV, and it looks like the conference is going to be a tough one this year.
It will be another grind. I mean, the conference and the section. I mean, section is basically our conference.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's going to be another grind, another dogfight, and with the majority of those teams, a lot of them didn't lose people. I mean, Fisher's doesn't graduate anybody. Nobles has got almost all their people. Pieces back. Zions are only graduated one. So I mean, just thinking of those teams right there, I mean, it's going to be tough. It's going to be challenging every night. We've got our first conference game tomorrow. We travel to Franklin Central, so we got to be ready for that game. And then Brownsburg's next Tuesday. And I know they lost a couple players, but I know they're ready to come back. They've been competing really well. I know they've got a little size there and inside, and that was something that hurt us a little bit last night. We just got to make sure that we keep working on that, doing a better job of trying to be able to balance it out to the also.
Well, thank you for joining us today on the Hamilton County Television Sports Show. Coach Brian Satterfield, good luck this year with the Royals. For the Hamilton County Sports Show, I'm Brad Silver. Good day.